And we're recording. Bonus podcast 4. And today we're going to talk about...
We're Lee-less today.
Yeah, we're Lee-less. There's just Simon and Mark and JR. And we're going to talk about Star Wars. Because we all like Star Wars, right?
Yes, I do.
Simon hates it.
No, Simon doesn't hate it. Stop being silly. I want to make a point before we start talking about stuff. I'm not a fan of Star Wars, so I'm going to ask you two about Star Wars. I like the first film. Empire Strikes Back's okay. See what I mean? See what I mean? Return of the Jedi is rubbish, and so are the 3 prequels. Afraid that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I like the first one, and that's about it. But the point I was going to make is this. John Williams, when he was doing his theme tunes for the late 70s, early 80s big spectaculars he did, in order to get inspiration, he would take the title of the film and work it into the theme. Star Wars.
A bit like Ronnie Hazelhurst.
Yeah, and here you go. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Ark. And,
I thought that was Romana Viratnalunda.
And sing again the Superman one. Superman.
Yeah.
See, he does that. And nobody's ever pointed that out. And yet, when I was watching those films as a kid, that seemed so obvious. No, that's mid-70s. He started doing this from Star Wars, and he kept this up for about 6 years.
Nibble, 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 nibble.
Mark, what's your favourite Star Wars film?
I think it's got to be the first one, i.e. A New Hope, rather than...
Oh, no. It's called Star Wars. They changed that afterwards.
Yeah, I know.
That's retconning, and you
Just
know
in
how
case
I
anyone
feel.
thinks I mean episode 1.
You know how I feel about retconning.
No, he had it planned out.
No. The
lot
original
earlier.
Prince never had a New Hope.
The original
written on
Prince,
it.
yes. Yeah. But as far as how
Oh, he might have planned the saga at an earlier point. You look at the names of those films. You've got The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
You've got Return of the Jedi. You've got Attack
Which
of
was
the
originally
Clones,
Revenge of the Jedi.
Revenge of the Sith, and The Phantom Menace. And you've got A New Hope. Now you tell me, is that film better as A New Hope or better as Star Wars? And what fits in better with the other titles?
It depends if you look at it as one big story, doesn't it?
It's Star Wars.
Okay.
What do you think of the prequels?
I'm probably not as negative as most people are about them. I can see the good in them. I can see the good in you. No, I can see the good in them. But some of the decision making of George Lucas, I think he surrounds himself with sycophants who don't say, George, that's a really bad idea.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly what
think
you're
R2
saying.
should have jets.
Oh,
I don't
no.
think that Jar Jar Binks should exist.
If you didn't see something in the first 3 films,
Yeah.
and then the second 3 films are set before the first 3 films, why would anybody be more technologically advanced?
That's better. You're chopping off Simon's head there.
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
I was concentrating on talking rather than...
Alright, carry on.
Why would anybody be more technologically advanced earlier in their life than they would be later?
Well,
He didn't have to do it, is what I'm saying.
Well, all I will say is that the great thing about the first 3 films is the fact the universe was a used universe. It was run down, and I'm guessing he's thinking that nice shiny spaceships in the past.
Yeah, maybe.
But as to why R2 suddenly doesn't have any jets anymore, I don't know.
I actually think the latter 3 films, the prequel films, probably more fun
Yeah.
than the first trilogy.
Some would argue they're big toy adverts, but
Yeah, maybe so, but then they're really fun toy adverts. Toy adverts are fun, so if you can keep one up for 2 hours without the fun quotient dropping off,
yeah.
why not? And they were really
I
meant
actually
for kids.
really like Attack of the Clones.
That's the middle one, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of like all 3 insofar as it goes. But they're not anything I ever really choose ever to watch. That's the funny thing. I don't think I've seen Revenge of the Sith more than just the once.
Strange, I think I've seen it twice. I've seen it once at the cinema and once on DVD, and that was it.
Mark, you're not talking.
I'm enjoying your conversation.
You're more of a Star Wars... Has your podcast gone out yet?
No.
Oh no!
Simon keeps promising to
sitting on my hard drive.
send it to me, but
So-
it'll turn up somewhere.
So in the next few days, we can exclusively reveal that episode 8 of Nerdology.
Depends how much hard drive space I've got to get it out or not.
But episode 8 of Nerdology. Go on,
It's
do a
already
little
gone out.
plug for it.
Episode 8's already.
Okay, episode 9.
Episode X. It's 3 slightly tired middle-aged men sat on a couch talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
just talking about it.
No, there's a bit of what's your word you like to use? Impressionation going on as well.
No, commentary. You're sitting watching the film, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard it back yet, so it might not make an awful lot of sense.
But that's what it was.
That was the idea.
I've not heard it because I'm the one of the 4 of us who wasn't there.
No, you had other plans that night.
Really? You didn't ask me?
No, you were there earlier, and you had a bit of an emergency, so you had to go.
Oh, that was when you did it, was it?
Yeah.
Ah, this was when we originally recorded the JNT episode.
That's right. Yeah.
And I got called away just after we'd started recording. And if you're watching this now, we are going to drop the 20 minutes, I think, that we recorded for the start of that episode before we got cut
I'll
off.
see if I can find it. I'm fairly sure I've got it.
Yeah, I asked you to keep it, so unless you've wiped it, if you've wiped it, there's going to be trouble.
No, I don't. I don't delete anything.
Okay, it's probably, hopefully, still there. So in the next
Yeah.
few days, we'll try and drop that in into the Dropbox as well, and you'll be able to listen to that. And that's going to be the email that I think we read out anyway, and some other stuff, and Lee doing an on the spot on the TV movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that should hopefully be there.
No,
We'll see if we
I
can
have
find
got
it.
it. I'm fairly sure I've got it.
Right, we were supposed to be talking about Star Wars.
Yes. Well, I love it. I was obsessed with it.
Oh, really?
Absolutely obsessed. Obsessed to the point where it took me 3 attempts to watch Return of the Jedi all the way through because I was so hyper and so worked up about it.
Because those were the pictures.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I just kept having panic attacks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had to leave. And
That's the effect he watched.
the first time I got halfway through and it was still in the days of having intermissions in the middle of the films. So the intermission came and I just said I don't feel very well and I had to go home and the cinema owner said it's okay, you can come back when you're feeling better. So I went back again and I reached about to the final battle and I had to go outside of the cinema and watch it through the little projection window.
Wow.
And then it was only the 3rd time when I went with my uncle, and he was quite stern, and he said, "No, you just sit there and watch." Get me a slap.
Good for your uncle.
Yeah.
Be business.
No, absolutely.
That's it, exactly. I paid a ticket for you to come and see it. You're going to sit down and watch it.
You saw the first 2 together in a double bill?
I did. I was too young to go and see the first one, and I was very upset because my brother was older than me and he got to go and see it. So I had to hang on until Empire Strikes Back came out. So
That's
I
a bit
watched the first
cruel,
two.
though, not letting you go.
Yeah, well, I was very small. I was only probably about 3 years old.
Oh, really?
3 or 4.
Wow. Yeah.
That's very young for me. Probably would have been a bit full on for a wee nipper.
I saw all the first 3 of the pictures, but I think I didn't see Phantom Menace or any of the others till they came out on DVD. Did you go to the pictures for those 3?
Yep.
I was so buzzing about Phantom Menace before it came out.
I have to say, I enjoyed it the first time. I did enjoy it, and it was only kind of on further viewings that you saw the.
What about Jar Jar Binks?
I know, yeah.
Even the first time was
Actually,
that?
I've got more of a problem with Natalie Portman in that film than Jar Jar Binks.
I agree. She's a great actress, and in that film, she's just so wooden.
Yeah, absolutely. Keira Knightley performs more than she does, and that's saying something, isn't it?
And who's the third one? Because there's like in that film, there's Natalie Portman, Keira Knightley, and one other actress all playing. It's Mila Kunis, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Or some no, is she too young? Somebody like that, playing also that role as well. Go on, take a sip of your tea for the
tea.
camera.
Cheers.
I think actually we'd probably better get on and record a proper episode, hadn't we?
I suppose we better add.
So that was just a few thoughts on Star Wars in the meantime.
Can I just say on the only thing that stops me being mad about Star Wars now is that it feels like it's very diluted these days.
Because
There
of
is
all the
so
spin-offs.
much of it. Clone Wars animated series is a very good thing in its own right, but
What about this new live action one that they're going to do, a bit like The Godfather in space?
what Underworld or whatever it's called, or
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
It's Star Wars Underworld, something like that.
Yeah, they're not going to have any real sets. It's all going to be CSO. It's going to be amazing.
CSO.
Underworld. Come on, keep up. I think that's our cue to go.
Right, we are going to talk now about... What are we going to talk about now? We're going to talk about 2011. We're going to talk about half of 2011 now and half next time.
Yes.
So, that's it from another bonus podcast. See you in the proper episode.